Pacific, we have the old railroad town of Spencer, Idaho. Spencer is near the Idaho-Montana Continental Divide, and you see the winters are long and hard here. The town of Spencer was built in 1897 at the mouth of Beaver Canyon, and it was named for W. Spencer, a lumberman who happened to also be the first postmaster. It now sits along Interstate 15 in Clark County, Idaho. We're beginning our hike at an area that was once called Beaver Canyon. It was a stage station 4 miles above Spencer, but because the winters were so severe, the railroad decided to move the town, thus creating Spencer. At this point, the railroad does enter the narrow defile of Beaver Canyon. Snow is really crusty, and we find we're able to walk on it where it has thawed and refrozen. Let's just take a little bit of a look at the history of the area. All of the old maps showed the Spanish spelling Beaver Canyon, C-A-N-O-N. But the reason for being was the discovery of gold at Bannock City and Virginia City in Montana. Beaver Creek is one of Idaho's 6 lost rivers that flow into the Snake River Plain only to disappear. And we're just beginning the spring breakup, but as you see, Beaver Creek is still frozen. We've started up the Dairy Creek drainage on a moderately popular snow machine trail. And if we don't encounter too many snow machines, we have a better than average chance of seeing big game at the base of Signal Peak. Oh, we have a moose right in Dairy Creek. Winter will be over soon, buddy. At the loading chute, we'll stop and put on the ski boots and start skiing up to our summit, which is called 3. It's a pleasant surprise to have such a lovely day. These are my tracks from exactly 1 week ago. When we were up here, the conditions were abysmal. Sliding going up and sticking coming down. And we were in a fog to boot. But today, the weather is on our side. We're going to get a good view. Logging was a main industry in the Beaver Canyon area in years past because of its proximity to the railroad line. Many of the old stately homes in Idaho Falls were built with wood secured here in Beaver Canyon. As we climb up, we find ourselves on an old wood road. I want to tell you, last week I earned every inch of vertical. It was a real slog, and it's such a pleasure to be able to follow in my footsteps so easily today. Hard work has its privileges. I keep telling myself over and over again. At 6,800 feet elevation, we emerge from the forest, and soon we'll be on the main ridge to 3. Last week a porcupine and I met each other, and here are his tracks. And here are mine, proving hard work does have its privileges. At this point we have some contouring to do. As we pick up snowmobile tracks and ski tracks that will take us around to 3. Darn it, we just missed filming a wonderful, magnificent bull elk. And he jumped over the cornice to avoid me. You can see the elk track. He retreated to the safety of the forest cover. This is as far as I made it last weekend. Just a little bit over 7,000 feet in elevation. I turned around because there was such a dense fog. But where we want to go today is about 300 feet higher to the summit over there. Looking back down in Beaver Canyon, we can see I-15. Again, because of the fog, I had no idea I was that close to I-15 last weekend. You see the deep tree wells caused by the wind. Before proceeding to the top, let's stop for a few moments in this protected area. Grab a bite to eat and watch the skis for the changing conditions that we find on this sunny afternoon. Oh, we've got a little sliding here finally. Taking a look out into the Snake River Plain, we see it's starting to cloud over. With a gentle ascent ahead of us. 3 is named for 3 Creek, which flows south of here. And there is a USGS triangulation station on the top. Let's go over and check it out. Here we are at the summit, and I can see from the down triangulation station that that is a U.S. Coast and Geodetic Survey triangulation marker. The benchmark would be buried under snow and ice there, so wouldn't be able to tell the date or anything like that. We are in the Centennial Range, looking across to I-15 and Beaver Canyon, and in fact you can see the Stoddard Creek interchange where we started our trip this morning. West and north of us is the Tendoy Range, and the Idaho-Montana Continental Divide would be in that direction towards the Lima Peaks. The highway crosses the divide at Monida Pass up that way. And that's the drainage of Dairy Creek. The summit elevation of 3 is 7,310 feet, but we're standing on the true summit, which is a little bit higher, apparently. The Snake River Plain, looking to Du Bois and then Idaho Falls, about 65 miles away. St. Anthony sand dunes, the area now closed to travel to protect the elk habitat. Skip Willingham, the Targhee National Forest archaeologist, believes that there is a prehistoric Shoshone Vision Quest site, and it may have been on this very mountain that we're standing. The Vision Quest was a ritual that Shoshone men practiced. It was a vision of their manhood where they would spend 3 or 4 days on top of a mountain summit or a hill like this, contemplating their life. Signal Mountain is the high point in the immediate area. Looking north to Montana, we're standing on a rather impressive snow cornice at this point. Well, it's feeling kind of wintry, so let's head on down. The snow is pretty grabby, but here and there we were finding tolerably good spots to ski. Oh heck, that's powder, and it's worth the price of admission. Well, the afternoon train. It's really out of place, isn't it? A train whistle in a wilderness. Backcountry skiing means taking the good with the bad. This is eggshell crust that we're on. Ever so gently we make our turns, lest we pop through the crust. And this stuff, it's somewhere a combination between powder and crust. Hey, let's see if you can ski this little glade with me. My intent is not to make you sick, but let's see what the heck happens. Wasn't too bad. Cool, there's even some steep and deep. The run out brings us by the old schoolhouse near Stoddard Creek.